and welcome back to my let's play of The Roottrees Are Dead. Last time we have found a ton of new evidence, learned about the Roottrees curse, and identified a few members of the Roottrees family, such as the Five Pieces. So, let's get back to our reading. We had Revisiting the Diary, Scandal to read. So let's get into it. 10 years later, not 100 years later. The new diary opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottrees had died, and during the reading of his will, there was an audible gasp as when a certain name was read aloud. Samantha Roottrees. Okay, so where is the picture? This picture. So this is not Sam. This or this might be Sam. Okay. Did I put that fat guy anywhere? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Actually, while we are at it, let's immediately search for Samantha. No, nothing. Okay, back to the book. Not this one, this one. Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retain the rights around the farm and any and all decisions related to it. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the Five Pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Okay, so now we have a placement. So, you are Patricia Christensen. You are Samantha Roottrees. And he has black hair, so this is probably Sam. And occupation unknown. And I'm guessing this place is where the illegitimacy comes in. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Eli Jr. Harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as EC. Patricia was made over to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia, until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. When Patsy and Eli Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottrees in the first place. Even though she was not part of the cleansed trust, he wanted to include her in the family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. Okay, also cleansed trust. I really need to read about that stuff because I sort of forgot about it. Let's add a note. Cleansed trust. We will get to it later. This is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 10-year anniversary re-release of Lauren's diary. It is a companion piece to the entry about Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Roottrees. All my doubts were ill-founded. She is a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, there might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Sam. Okay? So, one of her children is Ernie Jr. Wait, what? That's Elias Jr. So I guess she's married to someone named Madsen? What? Okay, that's a bit unclear. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long time since any real Roottrees was as excited and interested in the actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. What I am most ashamed of is not figuring it all out myself. I'm the spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. Okay, so I correctly put Sam's photograph. She doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that keeps a generation. Her children have that covered. Patsy... Okay, so this Patsy is Patricia. And her children have glasses. So I'm guessing that... okay, so her children have glasses. For the time being, let's put this and this. And do we have medicine? We do have a bunch of medicine. So I am guessing that this is Madsen Ernest. This is Madsen Ernest Jr. This is Madsen... I don't know if it's Gwyneth or Nicole. I'll get to it. Gwyneth. It is Madsen Gwyneth. So this is Madsen Gwyneth, and then this is Madsen Nicole. Okay. Occupation... housewife? Maybe? Farmer? Unclear. Actually, if they're talking about green thumb, it's probably fun. And Gwyneth has green thumb, so maybe also farmer. Looks like no. Oh, I have a non-occupation for Gwyneth. Okay, let's put this as unknown for the time being. And this is also maybe unknown. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it all out myself. Do we have a Zach here? Zach is a president. So this might be the next president. So you might be the third president. And you might be another farmer? No, incorrect. Incorrect, incorrect, incorrect. Right. Glasses. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Roottrees for as long as she was waiting. I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money, after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop wanders away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person. Okay, so EC is clearly someone important that we need to identify. But Pop once referred to him as a confirmed badger, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Okay, so I'm getting the implication that they're gay. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either. Sam will never forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy. Okay. Not sure about this. But even so, she seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has no problem with us next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias. Clark. This is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 companion piece to the entry about her son, Clark. Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark got married again. No Roottrees has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob, and Gwyn divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Okay, Gwyn. Where is Gwyn? Gwyn is here. So... okay, so Wild Bill is a nickname of some sort. Let's search for Wild Bill. Wild Bill. Unknown. Wild Bill. No. No. Okay. Unknown who the hell Wild Bill is. Yeah. Yes. Not even I can blame him for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet, but neither of us ever took a second half. Okay, let's search for Starlet. Starlet was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Wild Bill Williams. Okay. No, also a pseudonym. Was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who had been seen in public, blondes mostly. 3 specific passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles under his real name, Walter Forsythe. There we go. You. The second is an interview. Although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine from context he's talking about Gwyn Roottrees. Okay, actually we can identify Gwyn's photograph, I think. The next generation. So this is Gwyn. No, actually Gwyn is not here. You bastard. Okay, never mind, we do not have Gwyn anywhere. Back to it. An apology to all the ladies. I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it? That son of a bitch got me from the picture. I'm just dreaming. It wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my color. I met her. She spent most of the film crying. He was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one is true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one with another. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public, while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, and also that she was pregnant again, giving the rumor more credibility. Gwyn Roottrees was often in Starlet. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There is also an interview from earlier, in mid-1957, where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There is nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power." What? What do you mean? What's Cornwall? What do you mean Cornwall? What? Okay, I see. It's because her father was Linus Cornwall. There we go. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself, because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous. But Wild combined with the alliteration Williams is incredibly memorable. Although we have relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation. Yeah, I'm not quite getting this alliteration stuff. So this is about the first child, so Roottrees. Robert Roottrees, Ronald Roottrees. Well, it's probably not Elias Clancy. Yeah, I'm not quite getting this. This is clearly a clue, but I'm not getting it. Okay. Let's search for Gwyn here. Gwyn Roottrees. There we go. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized, and the search is broad. but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwyn Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There is a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which she added to the evidence. Did you know trivia? Gwyn was the granddaughter of Elias Roottrees, the founder of Roottrees Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Let's search for this. Guys Like Us is a 1953 film in which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with her client and hilarity ensues. Then Gwyn Roottrees, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. The title is a play on words, as it can be read that two women are men similar to other men, or that the men are fond of. Okay. Christmas Mission is on a page called Flops. It was a war movie about World War I, released in 1955, that received poor reviews and lost the studio money. Gwyn Roottrees had a role as Soldier's wife, who wrote him letters from home. You find no additional relevant information. The movie was marketed as an incredible true story, but no record of the events happening has ever been found. Okay, there we have finally Gwyn Roottrees. Yes, okay, Gwyn Roottrees is this one. Okay, so clearly I have a lot of incorrect entries. So I'm guessing this, is she not a farmer? Housewife? No. Okay, something here is really I messed something up. Yeah, okay. Back to it. Clark. Where was it? With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real heart. I did what I could, and Lord knows Elixir stepped up and helped. More than I can say for Clancy and Edward. Okay, so your brothers are Clancy, Edward, and Eli C. I don't know yet which order they are in, but for the time being I will put them like this. Actually, yeah, this is Sam, Lauren, brothers Clancy Roottrees, who might be a teacher, Eli C, and brother. Yeah, let's go with this and get these out. Eli C practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Unintended. So who knows what causes these things? Eli raised Clark and Jim. Clark is your son. Okay, so this one. You are Eli C, which means you are Edward. I don't know Eli C's occupation yet. He's solid as a rock because he is a rock musician, I think. And I think this is it for the time being. Yeah. Okay. I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last. And Lord knows, I was right last time. Okay, so Clark is marrying Jane. So, first marriage we don't know. This is Jane LaRue. Diane LaRue, okay. Okay, let's search for this. Jane LaRue. Jane Delvecchio is listed on a talent for hire as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials section of her biography, it mentions she got her start as a young girl. when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It also mentions to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire, and that any and all inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. Okay, and this just leads us back. Names. It's not a companion piece to any specific entry, but addresses feedback. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how many similar names there are. And I get it, there are 4 Eli's for Pete's sake. But that's how it is. Someone would say, I saw Eli in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Eli, or Eli C. Have we identified Uncle Junior? Uncle. Yes, we have identified this. We have identified Eli C, and we have identified Miracles Eli. Our family names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using names of each generation to honor those in the life. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy. So now you see where my pop's name came from. One thing that's always been consistent in our family though, that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. Okay, that goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. Okay, so firstborn son is, okay, Miracle Jr., Clancy Jr., what was the last one? Eli Jr. Right, because Eli Jr. is this guy. Fair enough. With women, however, it all goes out. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. Gwendolyn is this one, okay. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as the generations went on. I guess that's because there is no female equivalent of Junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees. I had to break the news that they got my father's name. Right, Clancy Edward, and we have already identified him. So this is old news. And this is also no evidence here. Interesting. It is not a companion piece to any specific entry, but rather a fun bonus. Apparently, this is the first thing she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was for a school assignment about anger, and she believes, based on the teacher's name, she must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the event spelled out, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I did not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town, and she hugged me. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ear. He was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing. So I pushed her too. Then I got into trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she's gone." Okay. So another illegitimate child, it seems. Suspicious. Suspicious. I'll leave it as this. So, what can we try to get? Clark Rafferty, I guess? Let's search for Clark Rafferty. If he was a musician, then maybe something? A few fan sites for the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention that he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. They mention an album called These Times. A band called C&J plus J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username DieHardDazzlerXXX scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at the launch. Apparently it was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later. You can't find anything else about XXX Die Hard Dazzler's XXX, the band, or the singer. So all that's left to do is add scan to your evidence. For a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Yay. Okay, these times. The lyrics contain no clues. Good. Folk style songwriting. Catchy. Okay, music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottrees. Backup vocals by the LaRues. Okay. Who can we identify here? So we have a blonde. Is Diamond LaRue? Yes, Diamond LaRue is a blonde. So we can determine that this is Diamond LaRue, probably. And in this case, this is probably Jane LaRue. James had... I'm not sure what kind of hair is this, like blondish? Who knows? But they both look pretty similar, but I think this one looks more like James LaRue. So I guess blue shirt is probably the Rafferty. And I guess also his occupation is a musician. Nope. Okay, I'm messing something up really seriously. Annoying. Well, actually, I guess he is not he did not stay a musician. Yeah. Oh. Disc. With these things piling up, I'm starting to feel like I'm losing the plot, which is unfortunate. Who have I not identified? These are all unknown occupation. Unknown occupation. Let's have I searched for Samantha Roottrees? I probably searched for Samantha Roottrees. Right? Actually, let's try musician, farmer. No. Musician, housewife. No. I feel like her occupation should be farmer. But this guy is probably not a musician. Well, I guess we can search for Margolite Roottrees. No. Periodicals? No. Okay. Okay. In that case, I guess we can go back to the notables. We still have Green Roottrees and Red Roottrees. I suppose let's start with Green. Right, Green Roottrees is the actress. This is Green Roottrees. Okay, in that case, Red Roottrees. Jesus Christ. Aloysius Herring Roottrees, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician. He earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. Yeah. What do you mean? Why is this marked as a fish? Is it because it is... Is this a joke on a red herring? Are you trying to be funny? Okay, I think he's trying to be funny. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence, and he was defeated in a landslide. Okay, I see. Very funny. Hilarious. So we only have Green Roottrees on the notables. And we need to get someone. You are Ernie Jr. and Jim Roottrees. We have identified Jim Roottrees already. Ernie Jr. is... Where is Ernie Jr.? You are Ernie Jr. Oh, okay, you are Ernie Jr. So Ernie Jr. became a president at some point. So I guess you would be the 4th president, right? I kind of wish there was a search function here. But yeah, Ernie Jr. has to be the 4th president. Yeah, and this feels like the only part that would be relevant. And we don't have another... yeah, we only have one Ernie. So you're the 4th president. Is your occupation a musician after all? No. Okay. Then I clearly must have messed something up because... are you not an actress anymore? Are you like a housewife or something? No. What happened to you? Something's up. I am messing something up majorly. It is possible that actually Ernie is the younger sibling. Right? Let's try. You are Ernest Jr. You are Madsen Gwyneth. And like this. Like this. And you are... yes. Okay. And we are done with the notable Roottrees. And some optional entries. Booyah. Yeah, that's cool and all, but you... okay, so you are actually the other guy. So this and this is Clark Rafferty. Oh, let's back out and go see what's up here.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it, but I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed. I'm a Roottrees. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more, in person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Thanks. Completely useless. Okay. Okay, this has a lot more information apparently. I need to go and read about this clan's trust. It's been a while. So how are we doing here? Well, I would say looking better. And I think this is where we are going to end today's episode. Tomorrow we will continue our investigation, and if I remember, try to take a look into this clan's trust affair. Thank you for watching everyone, and have a good day. Goodbye.